Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is B from Kongs R Us, and welcome to The Next Level. This is my weekly podcast show where we bring you next level things, guests, community members, projects that I've been working on for a long time. And days like this are very special. Days like this, you know them when you get home and you find that little mystery package in the mail that you may have ordered, and you know that it was coming, but you didn't quite know that it was going to be today. Well, I got home from work about an hour ago. Didn't quite know what I wanted to do for today's show, but I absolutely love it when I get a new modding product. So if you couldn't tell from the thumbnail of this video, what we're going to be talking about is my modded Arcade1Up Star Wars Trilogy machine that I've made. And I've done a little bit of content for it, showcased a live video of me finishing the build. But one of the key things about it that I was always unhappy about was the marquee that I did, which I had to cobble together. And man, shout out to my old friend George Adana, who helped me 3D print the original version of that very iconic shaped Sega Star Wars Trilogy marquee. But as I kept looking at it, the original artwork that I got for that marquee came from, it was one of the leftover marquees from Tyler at Arcade Graphics back when he used to do sales for like this extra marquee was like $5, and like I would just get and collect stuff. So it wasn't ever made custom for that particular cabinet or even the design of its shape. It was a little bit funky. So I was never satisfied with it until I was like, let me reach out to somebody. Let me see if I could, use my connections and talk to some of the modding folks in the community. And what better person to take on a project like this than somebody who I consider is someone who has driven tons of custom mods and creations throughout his tenure in this home arcade space. He's really helped the modding community from the get-go make their cabinets, sometimes even their dream cabinets, and one of the features that we've always really thought about in an arcade is that lit marquee. So I just want to bring on my guest of honor for this particular collaboration. And full disclaimer, Angel did send me this marquee. I tried to pay the man for this artwork and this thing, but I have to, oh shoot, I forgot to press the button. Let me do that now. I forgot to press the button. This is a paid advertisement type of stream because yes, he did hook me up with this for free. So I'm going to check the box, hit save right now. So if you didn't see that earlier, I apologize. But full disclaimer, Angel hooked up a brother, and I couldn't be happy to have him on. My man, Angel Otero Jr. What's up, man?
What's going on, guys? What's up, Beacon? Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for being on the show. And thank you to the chat for
Definitely.
showing up today. I apologize for putting this stream together last minute. But again, like, don't you get excited when you get new stuff? Like, Angel, you order from other people. Like, isn't it like Christmas every day when you get like a new product or something you've been waiting for?
Oh my God, today. Well, you can actually say today was one of the good days, but it
Yeah.
wasn't a product from somebody. It was I got my Mortal Kombat 1 collector's edition today, which was great, and
Yeah.
I loved having that. And a couple of nights ago, I did some custom Funko Pops for me and my wife and my grandson, and I got those today. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, just getting packages whatsoever,
Yeah, any
it's
package. It's
exciting.
Christmas Day for
Yeah,
us collectors and our like our geeks and
yeah,
nerds. It's like, oh man, I mean, can I
exactly,
unbox this? It's gonna be fun. What is it gonna be like? So let me know in the chat
exactly.
like what your favorite surprise that you got in the package. In fact, one of my good friends here, Katie from Beyond Seattle Eats, she's a competitive eater, so I'm sure she orders stuff like spicy nuts and chips and things. And
Wow.
so she goes to town. She's actually in the top 5 of women's Nathan's hot dog eating champions
Oh,
in the
wow.
country. So she's a top 5 competitive eater. Check her out, Beyond Seattle Eats. She has a really good channel, so we got to do some collabs later on. But let me say hi to the chat real quick. Carl O is here. Ensoft is here. JR, Jason Little Alien. Ensoft says I'm looking healthy. Thank you so much. Yeah, the last time I streamed, I looked really crappy, so I appreciate that. Mad guy Mike Worley is here. Calvin Wong is here. What's up? What's up? Hoots Random One. Thank you so much for being here. Kurt the Daring, Dan Z, and I think I got Carl O already. So yes, good to see everybody. And one level at a time says you just ordered an MBC marquee for Big Blue, and it's really cool. Love that, love that. All right, Bobby's Arcade World says, what's going on? Just sold 3 more arcades tonight. Ordered Godzilla Premium. Oh my goodness, Bobby's Arcade World, man. So Bobby Arcade World. If you haven't subbed to his channel, he has like 60 something Arcade1Ups. and I just made up a number, but it's some astronomical number. So now he's getting into real pinball. I'm scared for you, Bobby's Arcade World. I'm scared for you getting into the pinball world. So yeah, be careful, man. Be careful. All right. Angel, back to you, my man. So tell the folks what's been up. It's been a while since I've had you on. I think the last time we collabed was like Paw Patrol modding.
Yeah, I got a lot of calls and hits for that one too, thanks to you, and I appreciate that. Um, I was down for a little bit, and I don't mean physically. I mean my machines. I had a CNC issue with my machine, and
Mhm.
she just conked out on me, and I think set me back for like a month or two. And we went back and forth with the company, and they were, sending me parts after parts, and still it wouldn't, get fixed. Finally, they got fed up, and they said, "Okay, we're gonna come pick up the machine." And they picked it up. They took it in. It went from going to repairs to giving me a brand new machine, a different
Nice.
model, and a whole new laptop with it and everything. So I was pleased with it. So I got it back, and it got me up and running, which gave me a lot of time to just figure out new stuff, new products, new things to design, because it's, as much as I love the community and I love the arcade world, I just want to branch out and do other things other
Mhm.
than the marquee stuff. I'm not gonna walk away from it, no pun
Yeah.
intended, but I'm not
Mhm.
gonna you know escape from that. I still just want to try to branch out with other things and have my machines work, more and more. So on
Yeah.
top of that, I got a laser cutter, so I'm doing acrylics now, and I'm trying to branch out with that. I know a lot of people want control panel protections. They want a lot of custom signs and stuff like that. So I've been
They
dabbling in that
do.
here and there.
Yeah. So keep
Yeah.
talking about your new custom stuff because I love that you mentioned that you're branching out. So if you wanted to reach out to Angel, some of the best places to reach out to him are both on his Instagram page. So you can check him out here, Disability Upgrades on Instagram. Also on Facebook, where you can find him at Disability Upgrades. These are two places where you can find the man. I think you prefer Facebook Messenger as the way preferred
Yeah,
method of communication.
yeah. It's an order. I prefer Facebook Messenger. If you
Okay.
got my phone number, which I'll give to you guys at the end of the show, you could text me. Emails I do take only when I
Yeah.
need a file sent to me. But I'll be honest, I suck at emails because I never keep it.
All
I'm not
good. All
constantly on
good.
my emails.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a your because you say your Instagram has a lot of stuff. So I mean, you've been making a lot more things beyond just
Yeah.
marquees. Like I see the Cleveland Gaming Classic sign. That did you make that for those guys?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Steven set me up with
Yeah. With Tom.
Tom. Yes, exactly. And
Yeah.
he hit me up, and I did that one, and I've been going back and forth with Steven sending him pictures and stuff like that. And he went and sent it to Tom, and Tom liked it so much he ordered three more of those exact ones. So it's
Dope,
like,
dude.
yeah, I'm
Have
right now.
fun.
I'm in R&R right now because
Yeah.
I was working almost the whole entire week. I did
Mm-hmm.
him about 8 signs for his show alone, which I
Wow.
was
Nice.
very happy.
Hey, glad to see you busy and like, getting more business and branching out, making stuff like this turtle
Yeah,
sign. This was my marquee, right? Is this the one that we're going to be
actually,
talking
yeah,
about
that's
later
it.
today?
That's yours. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what we're going to be talking about and doing a live installation demo. So like, but look, these are other things like people just hitting you up to make random different signs. And this is a combination of your CNC and 3D printing or like what, like how are you making
CNC,
these?
CNC 3D printing and
Laser
laser
cutting?
cutting. Yeah, I'm trying to keep
Yeah.
everything in house, and you'll see when you take out your marquee. Even even the pegs that I make to keep all the components together are 3D
Yeah.
printed, because I
This
don't
is
want to just
dope.
have to run to the store and buy
Mm-hmm.
a pack of screws or pack
Mm-hmm.
of stuff. I'm trying to innovate all
Mm-hmm.
three items and all three machines, because it's
Yeah.
just has to be more fun.
Look at you making little stands and things too. Man, I might need to
Yeah.
place an order for stuff. So okay, so for people that don't know who you are, and it's so Angel, and I asked him this right before the store because he's been doing kind of business in the home arcade space, almost for several years by custom order only. I asked you if you're ever going to put together like a web store or something, but you mentioned that you really enjoy the relationship side of doing something custom for somebody. Like you almost treat
Yeah.
every customer like a unique client. which I really appreciate about you. I think that goes to show that you're a relationship first person than a transactional relationship. So talk about the why you prefer that method of making stuff for clients that way.
I just think that everything gets lost in translation when you're
Mhm,
texting and
mhm,
when you're
mhm,
emailing and stuff like that. I like to be personal with the customers or the clients or the brother or friend that I call, and I like to have their input and have them tell me how they want it, so I don't have to sit there just typing away. Do you want it like this or do you need it like that? And websites, don't get me wrong, everybody's always pushed me to get a website. I've even had help by Consul Kid and other people that wanted to help me, and
mhm,
it's just
mhm,
economically, I just don't see it that feasible for me
mhm.
because it's
Yeah,
just it just it's like you go to a website, you order something, and that's it. You just sit there and wait for it to get there. You don't have
yeah.
no input. You
Very
don't have no
transactional, right?
yeah, yeah. And then when you get that item and it's not the way you want it, now you got to
Hmm.
go back to the website and
Customer
find the
service. Yeah.
customer service contact, and half the times it's not even a number you can call. They want you to just email them with the problem and that's it. I'm not like that. I'd rather you tell me what the issue is personally, and that way we can resolve it and just deal with it that way.
Yeah, and so I'm just scrolling through some of the stuff that you've been working on and making, and so it looks like MG actually doesn't have a Facebook and emailed you, so he's like, "Oh crap, I can't reach you there." So
No, I'll
maybe
give them.
we do.
I'll give you my number. Yeah, definitely. We'll
Uh,
we'll
all
do the
right,
number.
we'll
We'll put
make
the
sure we
number
get
up.
you in touch, MG, with Angel. If you want to get a hold of Angel, we'll definitely get you there. But please reach out and get connected. So, and you've also done like not only stuff that people see other people do and might be inspired to like make this sign. Oh, like you said, the Starcade sign. Did you make this for somebody? Somebody
Yes,
mentioned that in the
actually,
chat.
yeah. That Starcade sign right there. Somebody
Yeah,
saw that
was that
at a
Con
Disney
L that you made it for?
at his Disneyland. Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. This
And
one right here. Con L said he
and
made
that
the amazing Starcade sign. There
that
it is,
that one
man.
was very challenging because I wanted
Oh,
to give it so much detail,
yeah.
and like the dumbest things just come to me when I'm either taking a shower, brushing my teeth,
Uh-huh.
and it just pops into my head. Okay, let's try this. And at first, what I did was I spray painted the there's like a film that comes on the acrylic. I spray
Yeah.
painted it black, and then I had the laser cutter just cut out the letterings so I could just weave it out. And then I noticed that you could still see the brown from the film. So then
Yeah.
I ran straight to Hobby Lobby, grabbed a roll of black vinyl,
Yeah.
redid it again. I put the whole vinyl on top of a red acrylic, redid it again, weaved everything out, and that's the product you got
That's
there. And I
so
mean,
dope. Oh my God.
yeah,
I'm really inspired. Like I might need to order that. I named my Star Wars build a Starcade. And so it was inspired by having that Starcade at Disneyland. And so
that was actually
that
fun.
looks
That was actually
beautiful.
fun. I love
Yeah.
doing things that
Holy crap.
people challenge me. And
Yeah.
if you go back up onto the webs on Facebook, you were
Uh-huh.
passing a dragon's lair. That was somebody that actually had the original
Okay.
marquee. That's an original marquee dragon's lair. He had it autographed by the artist,
Oh,
and
okay.
he brought it to me and said, "Hey, can you make me a light box?" And I said, "Yeah, just bring me the sign. I'll measure it." And then like a week or two, I made him the light box. We put it in there. I sent it to him, and it was like that, done.
Wait, so was it originally bent? Like the
No, it's an original marquee like image that he had autographed. He just never had it in a box.
oh, it was the image of it. Like, okay, because
Yeah,
like the original Star like Dragon's Lair is
right.
like curved, so I see what you mean. Okay, but he had the image and he wanted it like
Yeah.
locked in. So that's awesome. So you're making literally people's dreams come true. So as cheesy as
I'm
that sounds, but
I'm
the fact that
trying to.
you're
I'm trying to.
yeah, but when you put that relationship in front of the modding community, because the modding community, sky's the limit, right? And so when you get somebody, Angel is almost like a modding consultant. He's like somebody that's going to be like, hey, let's talk about what you want. What do you envision? And in fact, when I first reached out to him about this, I think I was in the middle of a like an executive like leadership retreat, and he like calls me on my Facebook Messenger. And I was like, crap, I gotta take this call. And he's like, hey, what do you want on your marquee? And so like he does these questions just to kind of get the most out of what you want and what you envision. And
Yeah.
then it turns out into products that, hopefully people like. And then ultimately, if somebody sees something like this Dragon's Lair or this Starcade, I
Wait,
mean, I
wait.
don't know. like, so you don't have a pricing
Wink, wink.
model, obviously, like on a web store that's on here, but like, how would people know, what the price range is for some of your commissions? You come up with that afterwards, like, how, just for full transparency, right? Like, I got this product for you for free, but like, what would you charge for that marquee now for somebody else that wanted that? Like, do you share that
Right.
publicly, or is that just a relationship thing?
No, well, right now I'm doing anything 12 by 24 at 160, and
Okay.
that's almost almost anything I could create. Jojo, I'm on the phone, so
Mhm.
that's almost anything I could create and stuff.
Okay. So it's by size a little bit, like more than
Yes, yeah.
anything, and then
I'm
maybe some of the time. Okay.
yes. Let me give me a second right here, buddy. Give me a
Okay.
minute.
Yeah. No worries. No worries.
Let me.
All right. So this is Angel's shop right here. You can see some of his workshop. I always love seeing behind the scenes things of modding workshops and what's going on in their bench. But yeah, let me know in the chat if anything in here like really impressed you guys. Rafi says the Starcade was really, really impressive. I really want that. Angel worked on 19K Fox's 6-min marquee. Turned out incredible. So I mean, work with quite a few number of folks, man. Ensoft says it right. Relationships come first if you want to stick around. So that's awesome. Okay. So yeah, so if
So
anybody wanted anything, tell me what that process looks like. Do they just look and say, "Hey, I want that Nintendo sign. I want that thing that you did," and then they just reach out to you? You guys just you work out pricing, like I want this turtle sign or whatnot.
yeah, I mean, whatever they see, whatever I try not to post everything before the customer gets it, but
Okay.
then I'm afraid that when they get it, I won't get a picture of it or
Mm-hmm.
or a look of it. So I just take a picture of it and set it up, and
Mm-hmm.
then whatever they ask, man, I can try to do. And if they got any ideas of their own that they want to do, like I got a guy right now that wanted to do two giant wall decors. One is Microsoft's Flight Simulator, and the other one is an Xbox Flight Simulator. So it's like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I could do almost I could attempt to do almost everything.
So
And you're
what's
looking
the
at some of the basketball stuff there too that I started
yeah?
with a while back.
So what when people are thinking big now, in case this is percolating people's imaginations on what they can do, what's the max size sign or something that you can create or make with your current equipment?
On my machine, I could do anything under 24 by 36. So it's like I gotta get that type of criteria. And if they need anything bigger, I have to do two
And
pieces.
in two pieces. So yeah, 24 by 36. That's pretty big. That's a 3 feet by 2 feet canvas that you have to play with for a sign. And then yeah, when you build it, you're trying to do most of these like in closed boxes now, right? Because I think your old style kits, like the old ones that I had was just the marquee, and then you flashed it in. But the box that you sent me, like it's fully enclosed now, which is awesome.
Yeah, which is something I'm trying to do. The only problem with doing a full enclosed for the older gen model ones
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
that my frame is about an inch thick. So
Hmm.
if I've done it for a Gen 1, it just sticks out about 1/8 of an inch on the bottom corners.
I see.
So it's like I don't have enough spacing for it to fit on the Gen 1s without having that extra what they call it, the fishtail or
Yeah.
something like that on the side
Hmm.
panels.
Hmm.
So I have to keep it, it's whatever they want. If they're comfortable with that extra 1/8 inch sticking out, then I'll do it. But if they have enough spacing, I just keep it basic.
Yeah, cool. All right, well, let's get into it. I figured that I want to showcase, and I'll probably update the thumbnail later on to show the finished product of this. But yeah, this was a custom Star Wars arcade that I made because I don't know when and if Arcade1Up will come up with the Sega Star Wars trilogy. This is one of those like mythical cabinets that it's going to take a little bit of a beefier chip to run the Sega Model 3 hardware. But
Right.
do you like Star Wars trilogy? Like have you played the game?
I haven't played the game, but I do hear a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I
yeah.
literally I literally went to storage the other day and
Mhm.
looked at my stuff and I said, wait a minute, I have a Star Wars cabinet. And this was something I brought a while back on a
Yeah,
deal. So and I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn, I
yeah.
have a Star Wars cabinet, so it'd be cool to
Yeah,
actually
I
do
mean, so
something.
Star Wars, the original Star Wars cabinet had like the yoke, right? And so that was really great for the vector graphics. This game came out in the 90s and was the one that I feel like I grew up with. And so it
Right.
started with the 3D graphics, and then it had this style of like kind of flight stick joystick on here.
Right.
And then it's just such a simplistic upgraded version of the Star Wars game. Even I prefer this one the most, even beyond the Battle Pod version, because Battle Pod, when you play it, you still are flying, but there's some control, but not as it's a little bit more limited. This one is straight, like you're moving this cursor on a screen, you're shooting stuff, and the
Right.
system that it runs on is Sega Model 3. And right now, from an Arcade1Up standpoint, they haven't even done Sega Model 2 yet, which would give us Daytona, House of the Dead, Virtual Fighter. So we'd have to see those games come out first before we'd even get to this game on the cabinet. So if people are like, when is this game going to come out to Arcade1Up? It's a few years away if it ever comes out, because of the chipset and the emulation it takes to run this on the machine. But it is
Right.
very easy to run on a budget PC build. So that's why people have been modding this and making their own version of this. And so what I did with this cabinet, this was a Gen 1, I believe, Asteroids cabinet that I got some artwork from. This is from Repro Arcade. So this is kind of simplistic artwork that is sort of like the arcade version with the white front on the side. And then this was a custom HAP joystick, some buttons on here. I have a PC. This coin door was from Hobby Hands. He made coin doors at one point in time. And then the last final piece was this marquee, the marquee that I took an original Angel marquee. And I want to show just a quick video on what this marquee looked like, because I think people saw the finished product and they're like, oh, that looks really good. But man, every other day something would fall down or it would look very washed out on camera. And I think that was the thing that bugged me the most. So let me just play a quick video of what the old marquee looked like, and then we can get into unboxing the new one. So hold on one second. All right, Angel, just so you can see how it attaches to my CAD, this is the bottom of your marquee that I kind of chopped, and then this was a custom plexi that's this size. That is a 3D printed top and bezel. It's not quite straight, but it works. And then this is like this kind of inside piece that helps cover the top part that's just held on by double-sided tape. It's just really ghetto, but it works nice. This is just Translite. That isn't that great. You can see it attaches on normally, just like your Gen 1 marquee does. So right now the Simpsons board turns on. All right, Angel, just so you can see how it attaches to my CAD, this is the bottom of your marquee. Yeah, I pressed the wrong button and it went away. So, but anyways, you get the gist of it. So
No, of course.
Yeah. So Angel, when you first saw that picture of and the videos, like what were you thinking of that original marquee? Like what did you think of the quality of that marquee?
Well, when you did the mod where you put my marquee, I think in the J panel, is that underneath the control. I had a customer actually reach out to me and say, hey, I want to do this exact same thing, and they directed me straight to your video, and I was like, okay. But then we were going back and forth trying to figure it out, and it got to the point where I just sent him the image and he used whatever box frame he had over there. But I mean, that video actually led me to other people, so it was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. So the marquee itself, like, not bad, right? And so the way it was made, it was your original base, right? And so from there, then I want to go the other way. So from there, that's how it sat into the arcade earlier. That it was lit up by a light bar, like just an LED bar, but it was really bright. I couldn't control it, which I needed to. I had an open hole in the back and I had to cut that top panel. What's the name of that panel on the top? It's like
the H panel.
So I had to cut it in order for it to fit in this space. And this is granted, like this was 3D printed by George Adana, and he cut the plastic for me, and it was just like, hey, this is what I did for mine, I'll send you a version of it too. So I really appreciate it. But I sat on it for almost 2 years because I didn't know how to install it. I was like, he just gave me the parts, and then I didn't realize I had to take one of your marquees and cut it in half. And that's what it looked like when it was lit up. It was just very washed out compared to everything else. And so my first question to Angel wasn't even him, can you build me a new one? I just said, Angel, can you just give me a better quality piece of art so I can upgrade the I just wanted a better quality light. And he's like, nah, just send me the whole thing. I'll make a brand new one for you. And I was like, no, you don't have to do that. You just need to do the art for me. But I think you wanted to. You've been curious about making this marquee for a while, right? So it was a challenge. You liked the challenge. I laid it down.
Yeah.
You're like, Give me the challenge.
That's what I always like. I like
Yeah.
somebody to give me the challenge. I don't. I like that first question from everyone that says, "Hey, can you?" And once they tell me, "Can I?" It's like, let's try it. Let. What's the worst that's gonna happen? If it don't work out, it don't work out. But most of the time, I try not to beat myself over the head by not doing it. So it's
Yeah.
like I have to get it done. I have to try. I
Yeah.
have to try.
So, I mean, I think that was just, it was cool to see you like even take on that challenge to be like, hey, I can do this. And now we're at the place where I get to finally open up my package and be like, ah ha ha, here it is. So, okay, so I've seen pictures of it, but I haven't seen it in person yet. So I wanted to share this with everybody because this is my favorite part of the hobby is just like getting stuff. Oh, sorry, all bad. Moving stuff around. I do this live because I'm the only one that's stupid enough to do stuff like this live. But I think it's entertaining. Like I think it's kind of fun to do it.
I'm hoping it works.
Yeah. And thank you for being available tonight, man. I know I reached out to you
No,
last minute,
anytime,
so I
man.
appreciate you.
Anytime.
All right, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. I'm doing it off camera, but man, it's actually bigger than I expected. Oh, and it's like so much thinner, obviously, because like a single piece now. So,
Yeah.
oh, look at that. Nice.
I
Okay, so here.
actually I actually had to work around the image first. I had Mr. do me the
Okay.
image. Once Mr.
Yeah.
did the image, I had to work around the image to build the box and build the frame. And if you
Yeah.
turn it around on the back, you see those are the little pegs I was telling you I 3D printed.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like in there to hold those panels in place.
Yeah, nice. So they're not even screws. They're like pegs that you're using more,
No,
right?
definitely not. Yeah,
Okay.
because like I said, I don't want to run to the store just to buy screws every time I got to do something when I could just 3D print the pegs and just make them up.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I don't have the original one for comparison. If I was more patient, I would have waited because he shipped me back the other one too. And I would have been
Right.
able to show you side by side. But the first thing that I noticed is because so you're right, the old one, the artwork was only like this tall.
Right.
So that means that I could only cut off the bottom part because it was originally meant to be just straight horizontal. So you were actually able to kind of make it the original art size with the
Yes.
assets, and like this thing is like way bigger now than the original, which
Yes.
only went to about here, right?
Yes.
That's
And
like
if you look in
that's
the
number
box,
one.
there's something else. There's another panel in there if you look
Another
in the
panel.
box.
Okay, so all right, so this looks really great. The only thing I would say, like feedback wise, I'm curious because if the LED is so close to the print, does that make it a little bit more washed out than normal because it's so close?
Uh, it's customers' preference of how it looks. I mean,
Okay.
honestly, most of the you got to think about it this way. Back in the days, arcade images were washed out.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
weren't as clear as they are now, where
Yeah.
people are using digital images or digital screens. I mean,
Okay.
the technology back then was different now. But
Yeah.
look at you be the judge. I mean,
I'll
you definitely gotta give
All
me your
right, so
honest
we'll
opinion.
save the final judgment for when we finally hit that
Right,
switch, right? But I love how this is really incorporated, very cleanly because I've seen your old ones, right, where it was just the image there, and then like you can kind of place the light wherever, and like this
right.
enclosed box is it's no small feat, and this is meant for the H panel, right, for it to kind of sit right there.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
so all right, so let's get into the rest of the package, but just first off, craftsmanship really top notch. So I mean, I'm really impressed with this. So thank you again so much for even taking on this
yes.
challenge. But it's complete now. Like I was afraid to touch my other marquee because it would literally I was holding it together with tape and it would fall off when it wasn't set there. So thank you. That's freaking awesome. I'm excited to get that installed. All right. So
No,
the other thing you sent is a custom H panel. So you just
no,
sent me
that's
one
the
that was cut
original.
to size.
I sent you an actual new one, so
Oh, you
that
did?
way just in case you do have to cut it, but at
Okay.
least you're starting fresh with something new. I don't think you
Oh,
should
okay.
have to cut it because it should fit perfectly in there,
Okay.
but we'll see what happens. Like you said, this is live.
Okay, nice. And I still have my old one that I had cut here to see, so we can always see like which one works out. But yeah, I think that
Right.
makes sense because this is like a full one. All right, good, good, good. So there's that.
And you
All
should
right.
have electrical stuff in there, right? I hope
Yes, yeah,
so.
yes. Okay. So this is power.
Power
Yeah.
supply,
What kind of power supply are you using on here?
12 volts.
12-volt, just 2 amp, something simple.
I think so. Yeah, basic.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got a 12-volt, 2 amp little power supply there. So that's good. Good to know.
And that throws
Sometimes
a
you can
cable
Y
and
split
remote.
these power things too. If you already have like a Y splitter inside of a
Yeah.
cabinet, if you're like short on stuff. All right. And then this. Is that it? All right.
Yes, the
Electrical
remote.
parts. Okay, so what do
Yes,
we got? Extension cord.
extension and the
Okay.
remote.
12-volt extension cord, and then remote. Okay, so there's the remote. This is also, tell me about the LEDs you use. You use the same LEDs for all your marquees?
Actually, though, the LEDs I use for that and some of my other signs that I've been using are I don't know if you ever taken apart an original Arcade1Up lit marquee, the box type. They
Mm-mm.
have like a glass bulb type of LED, and
Okay.
what that does is illuminates um all around. Like instead of a
Mhm.
straight shot, it illuminates all around. And the fact that the even though the back panel of that marquee is black on one side, the
Mhm.
inside is white. So the light should reflect off the white and forward onto the
Yeah.
image, which makes it better.
I like this too. You need to make this a sticker so I can, like, slap you on stuff and just be like,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. I'll send you a
Yes.
pack of stickers,
You
don't
got some
worry.
stickers? All right. That's okay. I want to promote, right? And like I love, like, whenever I do modded collab cabinets, especially I have a lot of Bobby stuff, right? I'm always
Right.
slapping stuff onto the back for, like, people I love to collab on. It's like,
Right.
just to make sure that's there. All right. Cool. So if this is a remote, then is the receiver
Put
already built into this
the
part right
receiver
here?
is already there. That's the
Oh,
receiver part right there. It's in there.
nice.
It's
Okay.
inside, and
Okay.
and
Cool.
and by any issues that you would have, because I think I sent you a pack of pegs.
Hmm.
By any issues that you would have, you just take out those pegs or break them off, and then you could put them. New ones you would have to drill in.
All right.
Press it. Press the remote. See if a light goes on the
Oh,
top.
well, I have to plug it in first.
No, no.
So
See, there's a light on the remote
on
on
the
the very
remote.
top on the RF. Yes.
Oh,
If the
yeah, yeah,
light
yeah. I
goes
see
on.
it. I
Okay.
see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes those remotes get picky when you don't touch them for a long time and they don't
Okay.
want to work. So I got to be
Yeah.
banging them on the floor or something.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's
yeah.
working
All
good.
right.
Thank God.
Well, cool, man. I appreciate that. And Saw says he can't wait to see it lit up, right? So mine is straight shot up lit up marquee. It looks as good as this. If you ever replace it, would definitely be hitting up Angel. Yeah, and Soft, definitely reach out if you have a custom idea or project that you want to do. I mean, Angel is making, you know, and there's a lot of other great marquee folks in the market too. And I know that you like
Yeah.
just letting your product speak for yourself. And I've supported and worked with a lot of folks, right? Like
Yeah.
Laramie from Retro 530 made that,
The great guy. That's a
Tempest
great
marquee
guy.
over there. Great guy.
Yes.
There's a couple other folks too that I have a marquees from. But yeah, Angel, I love your, like you said, you're a relationship guy. You want to be able to, like, support the vision. So I would say
Yeah.
in that aspect, you're one of the best, man. I really do appreciate it and mean that.
Appreciate that.
All right, so
Appreciate
let's
that.
get to adding this in. I probably should safely shut down my cabinet before I do any. I'm always dumb. I'm like, people want to see me electrocute myself, but yeah. What
Now
else
I
do you
don't
got?
know. I don't know if that cabinet, like I said, I don't know if that cabinet has that panel that goes under. The at the very bottom edge of the marquee, the original marquee. Is
Okay.
there like a panel that screws in or something like that, or no?
On the back side or right here?
Well, right above the screen, there should
Oh,
is there a
yeah.
panel? There's
There was something that, like, yeah, there was a panel that was connected on the bottom of this.
right.
So I guess that
It
would be in the other one then.
uh, is it on the other one? I think
Yeah.
so. Damn, that's true. So yeah, you
So
would have to when you get the other one back, you would have to know because that I guess that would support it against the screen, correct?
yeah, 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 exactly. So okay, so maybe that's like number one thing. So when
Yeah,
putting in the marquee, if it's here, you can see from underneath there is that little bit of a gap, right? That on the Gen 1
right,
has this
right,
piece that connects into there for your marquee.
right,
So I'll probably just wait for that extra part, but otherwise we can still turn it on, and this eventually will be covered up by your
right.
original Arcade1Up part would have
And
that.
there's no hose on the side. I didn't know exactly where they're gonna fall,
Oh,
so
I
I
see.
didn't
Okay.
I didn't do
So
that. So
I
you would
have
have
I
to
have one that I just need to drill a hole into, and it should be able to
right,
hold it.
right,
Okay, so I
right.
gotta get a screw for that too. Or maybe we'll friction fit it, and I can always do this later. But and then on the back side, I'm looking on the back side right now because we're doing live installation, live modding, just to show you the backside situation of stuff. All right. Can you hear me okay still?
Yeah, I'm still hear you.
So yeah, there is that gap from when I cut my old one. So I got to replace
Right,
that
right.
with your other
And I
one
should
too.
have I should have noticed that because I could have made you another one and that way
That's
attach
okay.
it to that
Yeah, no, I
and just
appreciate you even like sending me another replacement one. So that should fit there. And then even if I line this up with the hole too, Yeah, I think you should line up right at the edge of that, so that should be fine. So we should be able to get that going. All right, and then I believe I already have the wiring for a 12 volt to go into the old light, so I may not need to use the extra stuff that you had, and
That's
we'll get
fine.
it set up.
Keep it aside. I'm sure you're gonna mod something else.
I know. Everything's gonna come out here. All right, what do I need to do first? I need to loosen up the sides. I want to take off that back panel, and I probably need to open it up the back side too, so I can see where this is. I probably unplugged this. Oh, I probably should have did a better job of cleaning up before. But like, get this out of the way. Get out of the way. Too much stuff back here.
While you're doing that, you don't mind if I share a little story, a background
Yeah,
story
absolutely,
with you
man. Please.
My situation is very funny because I always tell my kids this. When I was in high school, I had a shop teacher that didn't want me in the class, which is crazy. And the reason why is he felt it would be a liability for me to mess with any of the tools and stuff like that. And I fought to get into the class, and for nothing, because when I got into class, he still wouldn't let me touch any of the tools.
Wow.
So that was like a big inspiration for me as a teenager, just wanting to mess with tools and wanting to mod stuff and wanting to create things. And you got to have moments like that. You got to remember.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's an awesome story. To like, you're using full-on CNC machines now and like creating things out of stuff. So
Yeah.
love that. I love that. Okay. Here's my only like gripe. So I'm now at a quick little dilemma because in order to take out this panel, and one of the reasons why I was so hesitant to even send this to you is that I had already finished modding and installing the Marquee, and then I added the artwork so I wouldn't have any holes. So then I had to cut open a hole to get this old Marquee out. I was like, all right, I'll only do that one to figure it out. But now I'm like, oh, if I want to open this up more, I have to like put another hole in here. And so right now it's really nicely clean. So I'm like, oh, do I put another hole in it? I think maybe I'll just slide this up a little bit. Nobody looks in the back anyways. I might just keep this and be like, I'm just gonna slide it up a little bit and I'll just have a little hole right here. Nobody looks at the back of your modded cabs anyways, right?
Nah.
All right.
You should be able to separate it on the top part and slide it up all the way out.
I only have these two kind of separated. So let me see if I can like force it out. We'll see.
Yeah, not too much. Don't break it.
I'm gonna break it. Oh, I'll break it. No,
yeah, it's
I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, all right, we're not gonna do it. We're just gonna slide it. I'll re-add something back in there later on. All right. So next thing I gotta do is I gotta mark off and then drill some holes. Like, what kind of screws do you recommend going into this material? Like, what material is this?
Well, if you have the original screws from my first one, you should be able to use those same screws.
I just don't remember what I used. You didn't include screws.
It was a 10. And you know what? I wanted to get this to you so quickly. I just realized that too. There was a Y splitter I should have gave you, and a couple of set of screws, but I could definitely send them to you, man.
Oh wait, no! I have the screws from the old one inside the cabinet. That's right.
There you go.
When you mod, you put your stuff inside of the cabinet. Okay. All right. Got it.
How you do?
All right. So these are the screws that I'm gonna use.
Right.
They look pretty familiar. Okay. So let me get a drill bit.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna check where your other package is.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. It should be coming pretty soon.
Yeah.
I just got impatient. I saw this and I was just like, I'm gonna do this now. Might as well. Okay. So we're gonna line this up. Like
tomorrow by 7 p.m.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
It'll be there tomorrow.
Okay. I guess I probably should like wait until the final one comes, because then I can line up this part too, right?
Right. I would.
You would?
Yeah, I would. I mean, I know we want to try to light it, try to get it done tonight, but I think patience is a virtue, so definitely we'll wait.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So change of plans. Like I do want to do this right. It's always like one of those measure twice, cut once thingies, because I do want to get this piece of it and attach it to this so I can like get it set in the right place first. So
Exactly.
what I'll do is right now just temporarily kind of put it here, and then we'll get it lit up, and then we'll call it a success for tonight as like a dry fit, right? You always love it
Right,
when you
of
do dry
course.
fit stuff. Okay.
And you could always post something tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see where. Oh, actually, it's in here.
Oh, you have it there?
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, there you go.
See, I'm all like, yeah, I'm like, I don't think I sent it to you. See, I forget all the stuff that I did. Okay, all right. That's what we got to do. Okay, so maybe we can go back to do it. We can do this. We can do this. We can
You got the
finish.
screws? You got the screws for it though, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So,
So
all
yeah, I
right.
would hand screw those. I know you're really good with drills, but I would hand screw that.
It's in the right spots too? Okay.
Yeah, it should be.
All right. So here on the bottom of this, you have like the 3 holes there. And so
Yeah,
that's for,
that should be. Yeah, that should be. I think I cut it for Gen 1 or Gen 3, so
yeah.
you should have
Okay.
the holes that definitely fit right
So
through.
these are the 3 holes there. All right. Let me go get a regular screwdriver. So you're like, don't use the thing.
Don't use the drill. Yeah,
Yeah.
that should be good. So did you get Mortal Kombat yourself?
MK1?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a huge MK fan, so I kind of skipped on getting it right away. I'm not like a launch day guy. I do have
Right.
MK 10 or I'd say like 11, whatever one it is, but I got it
Right.
on sale. But I was more of like a Street Fighter Day 1 guy. You?
Got you.
I know you're big into MK.
Yeah, I'm always been an MK fanatic. I mean, that one with the statue is a Liu Kang statue, so I gifted it to my son because
Okay.
he's more of a Liu Kang guy. I'm more of a
Nice.
Sub-Zero Scorpion guy, so
Nice. Nice.
but definitely I can't wait. I actually got it on pause here while I'm talking to you.
Oh, nice. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to showcase what I'm modding right here, which is putting on the bottom frame of the Gen 1 cabinet.
Right.
So kind of lining this up here into the holes and then screwing them in. Is that right? Okay.
I'm gonna take a moment right here to order my grandson some pizza real quick.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Please. Yeah. Do it. All right. Let's see if we can get this here into this right spot. I apologize if I'm missing anything in chat, but hey, this is exciting that I found all the parts, and I was like, I knew I wanted to do this right. Okay, there we go. So that's there. This is the Gen 1 bottom piece for the back side of the Marquee. Okay, so now that's reattached, and now we can attach this back to that bottom part of the frame right here. And then this is going to be sticking out over here. And then afterwards.
And let me know, B, if it sticks out far out. Like I definitely want to know if that 1 inch is too thick because
1 inch of
you
this
know,
part?
yeah, like if
the
it sticks
thickness of
out,
the panel?
yeah, like if it sticks out past the wings.
Let me see, because I have to
Press it.
make sure the holes come through for these back ones. I remember it was an awkward angle to like screw these back in. I was like, all right.
Press it.
All right. I guess this is always the hard part because you don't know if it's going to actually fit right?
Right.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, if this is sitting there. Oh, I think it's almost going to be perfect.
Is it?
Let's see. It might be a little too far out.
Right.
Because I think your original design is thinner than this, right?
It's half an inch.
It's a half inch. So the bottom part like maybe sticks out a little bit in front of the cab.
You see? And that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying with the Gen 1s. It does the same thing. It's not like it's an eyesore, but
Yeah.
there are people out there that
It
probably
doesn't
won't.
line up like exactly, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I kind of think it, and the problem is 1 inch material is the smallest I can get that'll hold brackets and stuff like that. So I don't wanna change the formula and then I have to alter everything else.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay. So even just putting the marquee back in from this part. Yeah, and then so lining up with the holes in the side will be kind of that next thing to see if that fits right.
Right.
Okay. All right, so we got the Gen 1 screws back in. A little bit tight there. Yeah, okay. Let's see. The way that the bottom part of your marquee here, just for like, because I didn't send that part to you, it kind
Mhm.
of did leave a little bit of a gap here too. You see
Oh, it
that?
did. Yeah.
Yeah. So like if this part was extended a little bit like lower, like yeah, because this is attached now and screwed in, and it left
Right.
like maybe a quarter of an inch exposed. So I could black
Got you.
tape this, right, and nobody will see it, right?
Not
But
not
some,
even, not even. I would take just a black magic marker and just cover it. Is it a gap where you feel like light's gonna leak
oh,
through?
there's no gap. There's no gap there. Yeah,
Oh,
so there's
it's
no
just
gap
a
for
little
light to
lower.
show. It's just this like part right here. So yeah, I can magic marker this, or I could just take
Yeah.
like black electrical tape and just put like a tape
Yeah.
across or something.
Yeah, you could do either or.
Yeah, I'll probably take it off and then put black tape on it, and then that way it'll just be covered and look a little bit even. So,
Gotcha.
I mean, modding is modding, right? You gotta make it work. And then from here, this is already kind of solid and secure, but I definitely want to screw in this and measure it in just a second. And then from the top side, here's where I'm at right now. If I have my current one, I can slide this up a little bit. You know, I may just leave it open. I mean, the light box isn't as bad as the old one where it was like completely exposed. So, I
Right.
mean, just even having this covered is good enough for me. So,
Now slide that up. See if it does hit that gap, though. I want to see if it hits that
yeah.
gap.
So if it was going all the way up to the top, that would be the gap if this was all the way at the
Got
top.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know
Oh,
if the original one extends beyond that top part.
well, the original size should reach there automatically.
Oh, it does? Oh, okay. It's
Yeah.
because I cut this. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And
So,
remember, if your original doesn't, you have the extra one. So
yeah. I'll just have to decide if I want to put more holes in here. So, yeah. So, but this is good. This is good. All right, let me light this up, and then afterwards I'll do the whole measuring. So we'll get this. But this
gotcha.
is looking really good. I'm pretty excited. So, I mean, yeah, it looks so much better. Like, wow, even just looking at it with it turned off, it looks really good. Okay, let's light this sucker up, and then let's
Looks
see
like
it.
it was looks like it was made that way by Arcade1Up.
I know, huh? I know. And a Gen 1 design. The only thing that this thing is missing, right, is just the old shark fin design. But imagine if it was like the Tron cabinet, right, which is kind
Right.
of what the Star Wars trilogy looked like. And then like somebody could turn this and turn it into like a Star Wars trilogy cabinet. That would be a perfect kind of cap shape for it. It looks very similar to that. So that's the only thing. But otherwise, like the iconic marquee, super clean, very nice. All right, let's get this lit up. Back here. What was the biggest challenge for making this?
Starting with the image and making sure that the frame was gonna fit perfectly around, because I had to keep the same measurements of the original and try to keep the image proportion. So me and Mister went back and forth trying to keep that image proportion normally, so it didn't look like warped out or weird.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna use your extension cord at least. So I can use that. Plug that in. Are you still working with any graphic artists like Mitsta or somebody else, or do you have
So
an?
yeah, Mister's been my guy from day one. I mean, me
Yeah,
and him have built a bond. We're like brothers right now, and it's
that's
like,
awesome. So shout
yeah,
out to
and also
Profit, right?
also Bobby. Bobby always has my back on everything too.
Yes, Bobby Vu, Mista. That's awesome, man. Glad to hear it that you guys are still working together.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, got it plugged in. Let's turn the cap back on. So the way I have my cap set up is that once once I turn on the cab power from the back, because I have a surge protector inside,
It
everything
should go
lights
on.
up, including the marquee. So,
Right.
all right, moment of truth.
Let's hope.
I wonder if I have to turn it on with my. Let's see. Ta-da. Okay, so the cab on, then I have to press the power button probably for the first time. No?
For the remote, for the marquee? No, it should have went on automatically.
Maybe I didn't plug it in right.
How do you have it plugged in?
I probably should have tested it before installing it first, huh? Isn't that like number one
Are
thing?
you using my power supply?
No, I'm using a Y splitter.
Yeah, use my power supply just to test.
All right.
To make sure everything's working.
Let's do that. Let's plug in Angel's 12-volt 2-amp power supply directly into the cabinet before I try. I'm already modding your mod. I'm like, I don't need to use your power supply. I already have a 12-volt line in here. All right, just to make sure this works. Plug it in here.
What you want?
Okay. All right.
That one?
All right. No, I have it plugged in. It's not turning on, Angel. What did I do?
It's not going on?
Yeah.
Oh no. And you sure the light on that remote is going on?
It's like blinking, but it's not like turning. It's not solid.
Okay, that it's the remote, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it should have went on automatically. Like it should have not it shouldn't have had to use the remote because that's the way I leave it on. I would slap the remote on a table or something just to get that light to stay steady on.
It's supposed to stay steady.
Yes, when you hold the button
Oh,
down.
there it goes. All right. Yeah. I
Yeah.
just slapped it.
Yeah.
Look at that. Okay. There it is. All right.
There you go.
All right. There it
See?
is. All right. You got to slap the remote so that
That's
way.
the tricky part about those remotes, which I can't stand.
Oh, you
If
know
you
what?
don't-
Look, you gave me that sign over there too. It's actually turning on that sign off and on over there too. in the corner.
Exactly.
Use the same type of remote for everything, huh?
Yeah.
It's turning on all my marquees now. Look at this. All right, so here's the sign of it off, and then for me in person, it looks very bright and vibrant. Like, but on the
But you
camera,
can lower
right,
it. You can lower it on the remote. So
on
you
the
got like
right, I can do
100. You
50%
got
brightness,
150 or 25.
25%
Yes.
brightness. Yeah.
Right.
So I can turn it down a little bit. Yeah.
And it looks better on camera now when you turn it down.
Exactly. So yeah, this is at its lowest, brightest setting, so you can kind of see it. So yeah, I definitely like the size of everything. I wonder if it's because the lights are so close to it, that's what makes it look a little bit more washed out. That would be like my only thing. Like if there's a way to, maybe it's the lighting that's a little bit closer, but it looks good in person, but I know on camera it's hard to see it, right?
Right.
I would compare it to, let's see if I can turn on one of these cabinets just to kind of compare. It's definitely better than the stock Arcade1Up one. Like that's the Ridge Racer back there, right? So that's like a Gen 1 stock Arcade1Up one.
Right.
So that's the original one. But then you also have like the newer cabinets, just so you can see the difference on camera. Like this is a lit up class of 1981 cabinet. This is a lit up Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but that has like the full like just light box right behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what it looks like on camera. And then here's kind of this one is still a little bit washed out, I would say, slightly. But it looks great in person. It's just hard to capture on camera, you know, like these things.
Right.
Like there's Laramie's, right? It's hard to see. Like it looks washed out on video. But
right.
Everything on video it makes it look like that.
And we could always have improvements. I mean, I could always redo that part with a different type because what it is, it's the actual image sandwiched in 2 pieces of acrylic, if I recall.
Okay.
So we could always do a vinyl on top of an acrylic. We could always do a reverse printed. It's usually whatever the customer wants, but it's totally up to you.
If you do like a reverse print with it on both sides, would that also help with the coloring?
It might. Like I'm still new on the reverse printing stuff. Okay. So it's like The only reason I don't always jump to it because every
You have
once in a while something gets trapped in there like lint
I see.
or something, and it's like a pain in the neck to start all over. But
Yeah.
yeah, we could always test it out and see.
And then also since it's an enclosed light box, like the light. So how is the light placed in here? Is it like it just kind of around the corners, the edges, or is it like one bar? That's like what's that
No, there's
look?
like I think if I recall, there's 3 bars in there.
There's
So
three bars inside.
there's 3 bars in there, one on the very top, two on the bottom, and
Oh, okay.
they're up against the back panel,
Oh
so
yeah,
they're
yeah,
not
yeah. I
all
can see
around.
it. I can see it. So I
Right,
can see. I'm kind of like peeking through to see where the lights are. But it's just
right,
also it's very close to the marquee, right? So even if this is a
right,
high quality print, even at the I'm gonna to turn it to like the lowest setting. Like that's the lowest setting right now, of it. But the light is just it's still so close to it, right? And the old versions you could like almost put them a little bit further away, but with an
right.
enclosed light box, that's one of the things too. So yeah, I mean, I might even just leave it at this setting too. Like it looks great at the lowest light lit setting, and it looks much better on camera right now. So
Right,
yeah, so
right,
for me, if I have this on camera into my background, like this looks great lit up right now, very clear, crisp. There it is. But just don't turn it to max brightness. That's 100% brightness right there.
and the good thing is I
Crazy.
have the original files. So
Yeah,
like if we need to revamp it and refix it, I could
yeah.
always just run back to it and redo it, and it's not
Okay.
that hard.
Okay.
It's not
All
that
right. Yeah,
hard, so
maybe we'll
that's
play
easy.
with it. But just looking at it, like the design of it, you did a great job on the design. I would say maybe we play around with that on the light box. But let me know what you guys think in the chat. I mean, and now it finally looks back to its completeness. This was blank for a long time. I love how this goes up and above and over the top part, which is really, really nice. Like the old original marquee would have just ended right here. But this looks gorgeous, man. I'm so excited that this is finally back to being complete. Having a Star Wars trilogy arcade machine running my Starcade. So I think this is one of those that's going to stay in my collection forever. I don't know if Arcade1Up will ever make one, and I don't really want a full size version because they're really hunky. But this is it, man. Really cool. All
Thank you,
right,
thank you.
all right. Let's close this up. Angel, my man. Thank you again so much for doing this for me as a fun little project to put this together. It's custom. Let me see if there's any questions in the chat. Renka says, sorry it's late, but is this a legit Arcade1Up cabinet? Oh, no, this is a custom that I made. I made this about maybe a year ago. But yeah, I've been waiting on this marquee as the final coup de grace. And what better person to work with than Angel to custom to finish this? You've been duped by the truncated title. So I did say Arcade1Up Star Wars Trilogy mod at the end of it. So sorry about that. Great compliment to the marquee. Shows how good it looks, right? Somebody asked, hey, does that look like a legit one? What if Arcade1Up made just their Gen 1 style cabinet? But with this, I don't know if people would buy it at the time, but it looks great, man. It looks really good. Oh, yeah. All right. Any other projects and things that you're working on, Angel, like that you want to share that we didn't get to talk about?
Like I said, I'm doing a lot of the light boxes. I'm doing a lot of the logos of the systems, the consoles, the anything I could do. I got actually requested to do a Pizza Hut light box, which is crazy.
Okay.
I'm excited. I'm excited to do that one. I can't wait. And also somebody challenged me to do a movie. I don't know if you know the movie marquees that show you what's playing and
Oh,
stuff
like
like
a
that.
yeah,
Right.
like a now
Somebody wants me to
showing
do
type
it.
of thing, or
Right.
okay,
Exactly. Somebody
okay,
wants me to do a light box type of stuff like that,
yeah,
and that's coming down the works. I'm gonna do a 4 tier one with the now showing either on the top or the bottom, and it's gonna be completely slidable where they could change out the
hmm
movie whenever they want, stuff like that. Which is, like I said, I always try to do different things.
yeah.
Always.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you again, my man. For those that just are joining, please check out Angel Otero Jr. on Facebook, ThisAbilityUpgrades, or on Instagram. Best way to message him. Get in touch with MG. He doesn't check email. I'm sorry.
Let
He's
me
just
give you the
slower,
let me give you
slower
the
to getting
number
back to you.
down.
Are you sure?
Let me give yeah,
You
definitely.
want to type it into the chat? You're gonna
Yes,
give out your
please.
phone number. You sure? I mean, that's
Yeah,
doxing you, right? You're like, you're
that's
good with the number out there.
I'm I know how to shut my phone off when I don't want to hear nobody.
All
Trust me.
right, all right,
It's
sounds
not
good.
that hard.
All
But it's
right,
347
okay,
967
okay.
6714.
6714. All right, Angel said it. All right, I apologize if you get any inappropriate messages to your inbox. Uh, but best way, reach out to Angel directly. Check out disability mods up. Sorry, disability upgrades. On those different channels, and you can get one of your dream cabs finally created with custom marquees and signs and things like that. So love
Definitely,
that. Love
definitely.
that. Thank you again, my man. I really do appreciate it. This was fun. This is like Christmas for me to do this with you.
Man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for
All
having
right.
me.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening. Talk to you guys later. Bye.